Hello there. Welcome back to the Smallville Retrospective. I am Scotty. We're not. We're on season 5, episode 7. Splinter. I keep wanting to call it Sliver, but Splinter. In this episode, Clark comes across silver kryptonite, and he begins getting paranoid that everyone is turning against him. Yeah. The episode is a very paranoid episode. This might be paranoid. I'm blurring the lines because I just don't quit. Whatever. I don't know how words. They just don't fit or something like that. I don't know. So yes. So we actually get this premise going pretty quickly as we start with Lana on like a poopulator typing. You know, when Clark comes in, he's got a Chinese food, and he's got another box. A box that is supposedly sent from Lex Luthor, and there's a silver meteor rock inside. When Clark touches it, it cuts his finger, which gives him a splinter. Neither of them know why they have a meteor rock. Well, I don't know. She's looking at the ship. So, as he's driving home, he sees this black truck with it's all dirty. You can't see anything. It bumps into him, causes his truck to get knocked over. Then he gets a phone call that says, "I know who you are." Okay, so a lot of the stuff in this is going to blur the lines of what's happening, what's really happening. I think this is real. Now later we find out that they can't find that, like, Chloe runs the plates and she can't figure out, that she can't find the car that it belongs to. Like, according to this, it doesn't exist. Yeah, but that doesn't mean that Professor Fine, who, spoiler alert, was behind this whole thing, of course, didn't give her a fake number. Didn't give Clark a fake number to search. Because, I'm sorry, I just don't see Clark rolling his own car getting a phone call. Like, it would be in his phone records, right? From there, weird things start to happen. He goes home. He tells his parents what happened. And then, like, weird things. He thinks he sees. So, Lionel Luthor shows up to talk to Jonathan about the senatorial race. And so he's basically like, hey, I can help you. I don't want my son to win. He has too much power. He's going to have too much power. And so I want to fund your campaign. And then it switches to, look, I know about Clark, and everyone's going to know about Clark eventually. It just depends, you take my offer, it depends on how things are going to go down. You take my offer, and he'll be treated in a lap of luxury. You don't, and he'll be thrown in, strapped down, all that stuff. So Clark thinks they're doing business. He also has a freak out and thinks that Chloe is really, she is, but she told Lionel his secret. And then you have this scene afterwards. Now, not to spoil too much, but we already know that Lionel knows his secret. As much as he fakes not remembering anything to Lex, he does know. It gets a little ridiculous. He eventually goes back to Professor Fine. I swear there was a scene, I must have missed it, where he goes to tell him about the truck, and he's like, Clark, I didn't even talk to you this morning. Again, I think that actually happened. I think everything Professor Fine in this episode actually happened, and he's gaslighting him to add to this. I just don't... I don't know. Because we know it's Fine that called him. So, just saying. Lois is not in this episode, so that's a good one. Yay, me! But it gets, I don't know. I don't want to say it goes too far. It gets way too, like, I know this is supposed to be feeding on his paranoia. Paranoia, paranoia, everybody's trying to get me. I should have got that song. Paranoia, paranoia, everybody's trying to get me. But, he confronts his parents, and this shows to us that everything is not as it seems. Because he's like, I saw you accept the money. What money? This money! And it's like pieces of paper, but it's not money. It's like random pieces of paper or something, and tickets or something. Like, this money! And they're just like, and he like goes nuts. He throws Jonathan across the place. He throws Martha across the place. He attacks Jonathan, and Chloe has to step in with the kryptonite. Well, I forgot to mention there's a scene where he's leaving the classroom where kryptonite falls out of his bag, and I saw this and I went, okay, that has to be real. But later there's another scene with kryptonite somewhere that wouldn't make sense, because Lex Luthor is there and he turns it on and it weakens him, and I'm just like, okay, we know that he has that security thing, but I don't know. I just don't see it weakening him, but I don't know. Yeah, Chloe comes to save the day, where she has to admit that she knows Clark's secret. And they're like, oh, he must be on red kryptonite. Because we've learned of previous kryptonites, there's green kryptonite, which makes him weak and can kill him if exposed too long. Red kryptonite, which makes him erratic. Black kryptonite, which even after all this time, I still don't know what it does. But it's there. I actually forgot about that till the end. Because the silver kryptonite is revealed to be black kryptonite laced with some silver thing that Fine put on there. Yeah. But, so I think it's regular kryptonite. She's like, what about silver kryptonite? They're like, silver? Yeah, because that, yeah. And I don't know why Chloe didn't think of it in the first place. When Lana told her about it, she didn't really, think about, well, wait, he was around then. She goes to act. So he, thinking that Lana's the only one left he has, runs to Lana. It's acting all strange. And dude did great to have, like, sweat and stuff coming down. And, itch. And he's, oh, you're the only one I can trust. And then Chloe shows up. He super speeds off before she gets there. And she's like, did Clark touch the meteor rock? She's like, why? Because now she doesn't trust Chloe. She doesn't trust anyone because what Clark was saying. And he's like, I think he may be infected by it. I think something happened and he's affected by the silver meteor rock. Because we know that the other meteor rocks can affect him too. Yeah. By the way, when they mentioned red kryptonite, she's like, red? Chloe, you know there's red meteor rock. It was in your class ring. You know that. Why are you so surprised when you said red? I don't know. It's just a little inconsistency here, but yeah. So then we have a conversation between Lana and Lex at the mansion that starts off normal. They're talking about the spaceship. He even takes her to see the spaceship. And then they go back to the mansion and they're talking. And then all of a sudden it gets romantic and we realize that we're watching from Clark's point of view now. And then they kiss. So now he feels betrayed and he breaks into the place, freaks out, attacks Lex. Lana runs off. He tracks Lana down to the basement because there's a basement apparently, and he has her, basically choking her. And Professor Fine shows up, reveals he's a Kryptonian, and then takes this thing. I'm sorry, but this is really gonna hurt, and sticks it in his neck and sucks the splinter out that way. but it was in his hand. Splinters don't go through your body. They stay in your finger or hand, wherever you get them. They don't go through your entire body. How is he able to suck the splinter from the finger through his neck? It makes no sense. He should be like that way. I don't understand why he does it from the neck. I don't know. And he gets it out. And the Professor finds super speeds away, so he knows that's real. Because he could have played that off. But I don't know how he would explain how it got out of him. And then, for some reason, Clark picks up Lana and holds him. And you have Lex going, Clark, what have you done? Everything is fine. We don't get another scene with the parents again. But Chloe says that she was talking to Lionel, but not about Clark. It was about Lex. Because he doesn't want Lex to, basically we told Jonathan. He doesn't want Lex to have power. It's too much power. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And then he has a conversation with Lana where he's like, well, yeah, everything was made up. I heard you guys talking about a spaceship. And she's like, yeah, you made it up. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then we cut to Professor Fine by the spaceship, and he sucks the silver out of what is shown to be black kryptonite. And I'm sitting here wondering something. What was his plan? Was it to get him to distrust everyone, to distrust Luther more? I don't get this little experiment. Like, there are several times people point out that Lex is the one that sent it, and he keeps saying he didn't. And you don't know, right? Throughout the episode, you still think that he sent it until this moment. Because, you can't believe Lex Luthor. You're trained not to believe what Lex says. But he's actually, for the first time ever, telling the truth. Well, technically first time ever. I don't know. Maybe he's told the truth before. I don't know. He's told half-truths before. White lies. But yeah, so what is Professor Fine's big deal? I know the truth, but I have not yet divulged who he is. But just know that he says he's a Kryptonian. Technically that is true. But he's not as Kryptonian as you would think. I'll just put it that way. And please don't spoil it in the comments. Other people don't know when I keep going along. If they're watching along with me, don't spoil, please. Overall thoughts of this episode. It's interesting. The paranoia idea, I think, is interesting. It leaves you to question what's real and what's not, like I said. I think the truck and the phone call were real. Any conversation with Professor Fine was real. And he was lying about it to kind of add to it. And I know you could argue, well, but what about the truck not existing? Again, he could have gave him a fake number to give to Chloe. He knows all about it. He knows that eventually they're going to ask about the, license plate or whatever. So, or whatever. So, yeah. The meteor rock falling out of his backpack. I want to say that it was real, but in all honesty, he would have felt it before it fell out. Although this is a TV show. I don't know. Because it wasn't in a lead box, it was just in his bag. And if it was really there, he would have felt it before then when he's just sitting there. So, yeah. No. There were half things going on. Like, Lana and Lex were having a conversation. Lana was talking to Jonathan, but it wasn't what happened. And like I said, Chloe was corresponding with Lionel over the internet, emails and stuff. So it wasn't like everything was made up, but there were certain points to it that was made up. But yeah, I think it's decent. Paranoia, everybody's trying to get me. So, yeah, decent. So, What are your thoughts on this episode? Leave a comment below, like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I've been Sky, and I'll see you in the next one.